from the therapeutic fact. Okay, so before we even get into what solution-focused hypnotherapy is, I think it's really important to talk about what it isn't. Let's just clear away all that pop culture noise first. That way we can see the real therapeutic tool for what it truly is.
So here we go, myth versus reality. On one side, you've got the big myths, that it's mind control, that you're going to lose consciousness, or that you'll spill all your deepest secrets. But the reality, it's the complete opposite. It's really just a state of highly focused attention combined with deep relaxation. You're not asleep, you're not unconscious, and this is the most important part, you are always in control. You literally can't be made to do or say anything that you don't want to.
All right, so with those myths out of the way, what are we actually talking about here? Let's get into the heart of it, this modern, really forward-looking approach to making change happen.
Here's the core idea. Solution-focused hypnotherapy, it basically blends two powerful things together: practical, helpful conversation, and that very relaxing state of hypnosis. Now, the key phrase to remember here is preferred future. This kind of therapy isn't about digging around endlessly in past problems. It's all about figuring out and then moving toward the future you actually want to live in.
And this right here really highlights the fundamental difference. On one hand, you have traditional therapy, which often does that really vital work of exploring the past to understand the root of a problem. But on the other hand, you have the solution-focused approach. It doesn't ignore the past, but its energy is on the path forward. It asks, okay, given where you are right now, what's one small step toward the future you want? See the difference? It's a shift from analyzing the problem to actively building the solution.
So, what about that word, trance? I know, it sounds kind of spooky, but this is probably the most misunderstood part of the whole thing. It's not mystical, it's not weird, it's a state you naturally go into every single day. Seriously. Think about when you're driving a route you know really well and you suddenly just arrive. Or when you're so lost in a good book or a movie that the rest of the world just fades away. That's it. That's the feeling. It's just a state of calm, focused attention. And when you're in that state, the busy, critical part of your brain can take a little break, which makes you more open to exploring new and positive ideas.
Okay, so what does this actually look like in a real session? Thinking about walking into an appointment can feel a little intimidating if you don't know what's coming. So let's just break it down, step by step, what you can realistically expect.
So a typical session is usually broken into two parts. First, you talk. But this isn't about digging into old traumas. It's a positive, forward-looking conversation. You'll talk about your week, what's been going well, what your goals are. Then, after that chat, you move into the second part, the guided relaxation. And this is the hypnosis part. It's really simple. You just sit back or lie down, listen to the therapist's voice, and just allow yourself to drift into that state of deep, calm focus.
I think this is so important to remember. The core belief here is that you are the expert on your own life. Nobody else. The therapist is just a guide, like a facilitator. This is never something that's done to you. It's a team effort, a collaborative process where you're an active participant and you always, always have the answers and maintain complete control. So, what can this therapy actually help with? It's really important to have realistic expectations. Look, this isn't a magic wand that's going to fix everything overnight, but it can be a really powerful tool for making meaningful, lasting change.
This approach tends to be really effective in a few key areas that are all connected. By calming down your nervous system, it can really help to reduce general anxiety and stress. And once you're in that calmer state, well, it's a lot easier to focus on your strengths, which naturally helps build your confidence. And from that place of confidence, you can start to break old, unhelpful patterns and even improve things like your sleep. It all kind of flows together.
Now, this is a really crucial point. This therapy doesn't erase your history. It can't, and it shouldn't. What it aims to do is change your relationship with your past. It works to lower the intense emotional charge that's tied to certain memories. And when that emotion is dialed down, it frees you up to respond to today in a much calmer, more resourceful way. You can think of it like paving new, smoother roads in your brain, not trying to bulldoze the old ones.
So, with all of that in mind, how do you know if this approach might actually be a good fit for you? It's not for everyone, and that's perfectly okay. Different people really do benefit from different styles of therapy.
So let's see if this resonates with you. This might be a really good fit if you feel like you've been stuck analyzing the past and you're just ready to start looking forward. If you prefer a practical, goal-oriented approach, and if you're looking for real tools to help you manage stress, build up your confidence, and create some new, healthier habits,
then this could be a really powerful path to explore.
So, let's end with a question that really gets to the very heart of this whole solution-focused idea. It's not about finding some giant magical fix. It's all about progress, not perfection. So whether you decide to explore this kind of therapy or not, just asking yourself this simple question is a powerful thing. What is one small, totally manageable step you could take, maybe even today, to move just a little bit closer to the future you'd prefer to have?